this is Miss Julia here at the Collierville Birch Library, bringing you another Crafternoon. This week we are actually going to be making this fun little craft. I made a shield for my example piece, but for the process I'm going to do today, I'm going to actually show how to do armor. So this is sort of like medieval shields and armor, or whatever else you want to make. If there's something particular in medieval history that you really like. So for this craft, you're going to be needing some construction paper, some glue, scissors, some blunt object. I'm going to be using paintbrushes, the dull end. You could probably use a pen or chopsticks. Probably silverware would work too if you were to use that sort of dull end. You'll need some sort of aluminum. I'm using a tray for this. You can also use aluminum foil, but you would need to get the thicker kind because we're going to be pressing into the aluminum like I show here, and if you get the really thin aluminum, then you're just going to end up tearing through the foil. So make sure it's a thick aluminum or thicker aluminum that it won't tear as you're drawing. In addition, if you want, you can also print out an project that you would like to trace. Now with my shield, I just freehanded that. Kind of looked up some shields online to see what sort of decorations I might like, and I just sort of combined those that caught my eye and put them into my shield. But for this example, I'm actually going to show you, you could print out something and then trace it. So to begin with, you're going to take your tray, and you're going to cut off the edges so you just are left with the bottom. Now when you do this, you do need to be careful because the edges are going to be sharp, so be mindful of that. And in addition, when you get your tin tray, try and find one that's as flat as possible on the bottom. It's okay if it has these sort of embossings or the imprints or whatever. It still works in the shield. It's just if you want your very own design on it without any interference, then you'll need to get it as flat as possible. So we're just going to cut out the edges here, and we'll be back in a second. And see, as I said, it's going to be sharp, and I've already cut myself. So be careful. You may also want to have an adult do this part to cut it out, so be careful. Alright, so once you have your tinfoil cut out, and hopefully you have not cut it yourself like I have, you're going to start doing your tracing or your drawing, whichever you prefer, if you want to trace or if you want to do your own thing. So like I said, I'm going to show how to do the trace, and you want to make sure that your drawing that you're going to be tracing is, you know, big enough for your aluminum foil sheet. So I think mine's like just fits on. So you're actually going to put your tray underneath. I need the construction paper underneath, and you may also want to tape it down if you'd like, just to make sure it doesn't slide around as you draw. And then you're going to take your blunt object, in my case it's the paintbrushes, and you're going to start tracing out all these lines. Now you don't have to trace out all the lines if you don't want to, if you just want little bits and pieces that you like best, by all means. So, and make sure you also press really hard. So I'm going to start at the helmet here, and I'm going to press hard to make sure that my line is going to appear on my aluminum foil. So this might be where it's a bit more advantageous to just freehand rather than trace. Because freehand, you can see immediately that you are pushing hard enough. So let's take a look. So yeah, you can kind of see it here, and you might go back and kind of do it a little bit more, just to make sure it's deep enough that it can be seen. Oh, maybe you can't see it on the screen there. But yeah, you can see where I've started the helmet up there. And then you just keep on doing the tracing until you have your finished drawing. So I'm going to skip ahead to a point where I am complete. Alright, so like I've gotten the basic outline on my sheet. You can see it lightly there. I'm going to go back and I'm just going to kind of trace over it again, making my lines a bit deeper. So that is more or less what my project is going to look like right now. So from here, you're actually going to cut out your knight or your shield, whatever it is that you made. Again, be very careful as this is sharp and can cut you. So again, you may want to have an adult help you with this, but I will speed ahead to where I have this cut out. So I actually have a little bit here in between his arm and like his body where I would cut out as well. That would probably be better with an X-Acto knife. I don't have an X-Acto knife at the moment, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. When you have your knight cut out, we're actually going to glue it onto our piece of paper. And from here you can actually decide a couple things. So you can see I have my knight with the imprints. If you wanted to, and you didn't have this lovely tag on it, you could do it on the other side so that your tracings would pop up rather than dip down. So that'd be up to you how you would like it. Since I have the tag on mine, I'm going to leave it as it was before, make that my back, and glue it on. So we're going to take some nice glue. I'm using white glue, maybe, if I can get it to come out. I believe on my shield piece I actually use glue stick. That doesn't stick as well. It will do the job in a pinch, but it may fall off. So we're going to put some glue on. And we're going to lightly press it down. Try and make it flat. There we go. And if you wanted to, you can add more items to this. Like if you wanted to cut out a sword and a shield for your knight, you can do that. You can also add more details at this point if you want. You can also even take like markers or Sharpies or something and color it in some, so it would be nice and colorful. And actually, if you were to look into medieval history, you could find that there's different meanings and symbolisms behind different colors and shapes and everything. It's actually really interesting how much you can like put on a shield, for instance, just in terms of symbolism. But yeah, so this will basically be your finished product. Hopefully it's showing up on camera. I know the tinfoil is sort of reflecting the light, so it's sort of making everything one sheen. But yeah. So this is a fun, interesting project. You can learn a lot about medieval history and then complete this just to see what you have learned and how you can apply it. And I hope you have a lot of fun making your own shields and knights. Other than that, I hope you all stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!